Hi, in today's video, we'll be talking about how to do bookkeeping for your freelance business. A quick story before I begin. We had a meeting with an investor not too long ago who wanted to invest in our videography freelance business, in my videography freelance business. And unfortunately, I didn't keep proper bookkeeping, and the investor could not see the financial health of our business. And unfortunately, that opportunity fell through and we lost that opportunity. So the reason why I'm creating this video is for those of you who might have that opportunity in the future, you do not make the same mistake that I did. So given that, let's get into it. So first things first, what is bookkeeping? Bookkeeping, just think of it as a financial diary of your business. That's it. Now, why should you do proper bookkeeping? Number one, it's so you can track all your transactions to know if you're making a profit or if you're losing. Two, you need proper bookkeeping to be able to make proper decisions for your business. You need to know when to stop spending or if it's fine to keep spending. Thirdly, you need to know how much you'll be paying in taxes so that you know how much to budget, how much to save, or how much to put aside before tax time comes. Fourth is that you want to be able to show investors or banks how well your business is doing. For some of you guys who are out there who are just starting, who didn't take any accounting course and you don't know any of the terms, but you hear them all the time, we can go through some of those keywords that you should at least know. So first off is, let's figure out what debit is. You hear about debit. So what debit means is that, for example, if you bought a camera, it means that your account has been debited a certain amount. So if I bought a camera for $2,000, it means my account has been debited $2,000. So money left my account. The next one is credit. If you say your account has been credited, for example, you have a client who pays you $1,000. It's $1,000 going into your account, so that your account has been credited $1,000. Next one is asset. Everybody talks about asset, but what is asset? If you are a freelancer, videographer, your asset is things you use to do your business. So for example, in that case, your cameras are your assets. Your laptop is an asset. These things are things that help you run your business. Now, what is liabilities? Now, liabilities is money you owe. Take, for example, your credit card. You borrow money from your credit card to start your business. You borrowed $5,000 from your credit card to start your freelance business. Well, that's a liability. You borrowed a loan, $100,000 loan from the bank to run your business. That is a liability. You got to make sure you keep track of those things too as well. So what is capital? Okay, capital is the money you use to start up your business. So take, for example, when we first started, I used my paycheck from where I used to work before. I used to work in the bank. And I used the money, my paycheck, saved up for I think about 3-4 paychecks, put it all together, and then end up buying our first camera, but most of all our gears, computers to edit, softwares, all of that. That is the capital they used to start up the business. So that's what you call capital. Now, income. This is money coming into your business. Income. That's what you always want. That's what we always want. We always want more income. So that's what income means. Now, expenses. Expenses are things you spend money on. So for example, if you spend money on buying lands, paying for softwares, these are all expenses you need to keep track of. A healthy business is one that has higher income, which is money coming in, and less expenses. Now, that's what you want to always keep track of. And if you can stay there, you have a good, profitable business. So now you understand what bookkeeping is. And then you ask yourself, how do you actually do proper bookkeeping? So there's two ways to do it. You can either use a software or you can do it manually. So using a software, you could easily get QuickBooks, which is one of the best, which is what I use. You can get QuickBooks and just link your account to QuickBooks. What this does is it just keeps track of every single transaction. And then there you can just simply print a report and it shows you all your income, all the transactions that was coming in, or the money you made coming in, and also your expenses, everything you spent in one beautiful report. It does cost a hefty amount to pay monthly for it. And if you do not like that option, there's an alternative option, which is basically do it yourself, which is manually input information into a spreadsheet. So you get a spreadsheet, you want to keep track of, you want to have a couple of tabs, your income and your expenses are the basic things that you need to keep track of at the beginning. Okay, so now let's take a look at this Excel sheet that I made for small business owners. It's very easy to use, it's quite very simple. So let's look at some few things here. Some few things that we need to pay attention to is income. This is our revenue. This is money coming in. This is our expense. We want to keep track of how much we are spending. And then obviously income minus expenses equals to profit, whether that's a net profit or net loss. You want to know if you're making profit or if you are losing. So the most important category here is our revenue, which is our income over here. It's quite very simple. So let's work on this together. Take, for example, ABC Corp. But maybe let's say 20 units from us. We impute that 20 units, and then we say this cost $200 for them. So they paid us $200 to buy 20 units of stickers, for example. And then we can put in here notes and say this amount has been paid, just to make things easy. And then we simply put the date. Let's say this transaction happened November 1st of 2023. So that's how we record income. And then if you see over here, it automatically shows up here. I still do income is $200. And it also shows up here as well. And then if you look over here, we do have a little chart that shows us how much we are making, which is income is $200. So let's add more. Let's assume X, Y, Z, capital letter, I don't like that. So XYZ Corp, which is a company, maybe bought 10 units, so 10 stickers. So let's see, they bought 10 units. And this is paid as well. And this maybe took place on November 2nd. You see now that automatically calculates that number to 300, and we have the total income here as 300. And this changes, and as well as over here too as well, we can see the total income here shows 300 on this chart. Now, this is for the income statement. So this is how you record income transactions that happen for your business. Now let's take a look at expenses. So expenses here, we have expense categories. So think of it like a shelf, and in the shelf you have certain folders, and then you label each folder as rent, cost of product. So let's take, for example, let's say we want to think of an expense here to put is maybe maybe we're paying for social media. Perfect. So now that automatically creates a category for you here. And if you want to see how it works, you go over to your daily transaction tracker, which is over here. If you scroll down, you see social media, which is what we just imputed over here. So that's what it is. So it just keeps track of every single transaction that happens under social media. It just sums it up over here. So take, for example, we can describe here that we paid a social media manager. We paid them $1,000. Now we spent $1,000 on social media, and we can see it over here. It automatically adds that amount, 1,000. And you can see on this chart here, it shows that our expenses has gone up by 1,000. Now let's assume we want to say we paid rent. Let's assume we paid rent as well for $1,000. You know, paid rent for November rent. And then here we just, like I said, search all the categories, see rent here. We have another rent for, we have it populating over here for $1,000. So if you see our expenses here has gone up again, same as here too as well. And then if you see here, your spending overview, it tells you where you're spending your money. So 50% of our expenses going to social media, we spend another $1,000 in rent. So let's do one more. Let's assume we are paying salary. Let's assume we had salary, we paid $2,000. Salary. Oh, this is a terrible business. We are losing. Wow. Okay. So we paid salary for John. Perfect. And then we go over here, employee salary, select that. Perfect. So we spent 2,000 on salary. Now you can see it automatically adds up here, 2,000. And then you can look at your chat too as well. We spent 2,000. So we know, all right, the larger portion of our expenses is going towards salary, just as a glance. So that's why I like this. You can just log in real quick and just see, all right, where's most of our money going into? And that's how you'll be able to figure this out. And the reason why I say categories are nice is because it really makes this very organized. So take, for example, we have another employee and we pay them 1,500, right? And this is salary for Tom. Perfect. So we go salary again. Perfect. Now, watch what it does. It adds 1,500 to this section here, employee salary. So now, instead of it being 2,000 before, now it's 3,500. So now we can just look at each section and see how much we are spending in that section, right? So, and then it shows us over here too as well, really neatly too as well. So I really like having categories. It's really amazing, honestly, because I need to be able to just pop in there and just see, all right, where's all my expenses going? What am I spending money on? Right. So now this will give us a quick idea as to how to keep track of your transactions, how to enter your bookkeepings for your business. So take, for example, now let's look at this. This business here has an income of $300, but is spending over $5,500, and they're losing money. This is negative profit. So they're losing $5,200 as of right now. So just so that you know, this Excel sheet is provided for you. Just simply click on the link and you can have access to this. I think it was very helpful for me when I started out. So I'm hoping it will be very helpful to you too as well. So I hope this was valuable to you. Cheers. Have a great day.